welcome back everybody. You probably know where I'm at. Yep, back to Ira's shop. He harvested a fairly large, what's that, maybe, looks like about 5-6 inch diameter poplar tree. And he is taking the bark off of this so that he can make this, which will be used for chair seats. And he said it was okay for me to come back and film him whilst he's doing this. So what have you discovered about this so far?
It works really easy.
Okay,
It's great.
it's great. All right.
I don't remember what the hickory bark was like because it's so many years ago, but this couldn't be easier. This will work John up or down, either way.
So you're taking off the outer bark, but then what's the next layer down? Is that the
Inner bark.
well, inner bark, but there's a technical name, like xylem maybe? There's xylem and phloem and
I don't know.
I'll find out and I'll put that
I'll
below
stick
the
with
video.
inner bark. I don't even know. Just because it's a young tree, the bark isn't that thick, and I think it's about the right thickness to do a chair seat, just the way it is.
So how soon can you do a seat with the parts that you're creating now?
You can do it right away.
Okay.
It's already wet. If you don't do it right away and it dries, you gotta wet it, which is fine.
Yeah. How often do you have to sharpen the blade?
This hasn't been very bad because this didn't get dragged in the dirt at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was on a grassy area.
Yeah.
So it took 2 people to carry it, but it wasn't terrible. And then I unloaded it myself, but that wasn't fun.
It's like the caber toss size tree.
There's a bunch of little knots in here that may or may not work.
Oh, when you actually
This area.
strip that off. Okay.
Yeah, when I actually try to weave the seat, it may break there.
Is that where a branch was coming out?
Yeah, here's one right here. That definitely won't work.
Yeah.
But the sides of it here probably will. Here's another knot.
Huh.
They're fine on the bottom of the seat.
Yeah, if you can get it to lace in that way. And you just do like the herringbone design, like what I do when I'm working with splint?
Yes. This is a bigger knot here.
Oh yeah, that's...
I don't think I might be able to go around it. Here's another knot.
Yep.
It wasn't the best tree, but the price was right.
It was a free tree?
Free.
Free tree.
Just had to cut it and clean it up.
Try to cut the knot out.
Okay. I'm shooting for about 3/4 of an inch, but with all these knots, it kind of gets a little variable.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, this is what we would say rustic.
Yeah, it's okay if it's not perfect.
Yeah, well, this is how they did it back in the day.
Doesn't make the seat any less strong.
No, and these seats last almost forever.
Yeah, I've never done poplar, but I have a hickory bark seat that's at least 20 years old.
Yeah, I might get a picture of that later. This is really cool. Thank you for letting me come back.
Yeah. You can do this with a bigger log. You'd have to do it on the ground because you wouldn't be able to lift it.
Well, this is nice. With it being, you know, sort of waist height, you get the pressure down.
Yeah, I'm not pressing super hard, but I am putting some pressure on it.
Oh, wow. All right, there you go.
Here's a knot right here. But on the bottom side of the chair, it'd still be fine if it doesn't break when I'm weaving it.
Now, do you, I mean, chances are you're not going to like do this today or tomorrow, put the seed in. So when you soak this, do you add glycerin to it to help it?
Yeah, I don't have any right now, but if I can find some, I will.
Okay, I might have some. I'll have to check and see.
Last time I bought it was a drugstore, but it was 20 or 30 years ago.
Oh gosh. Well, I used to get it, when I had my goats, I could get it from a livestock supply place.
Well, that's a good idea. Maybe feed and seed.
Yep, they might have it.
Here's another knot. There.
Oh, right there, yeah.
So you can only do this in the spring and possibly in the fall. I've never tried the fall, when the sap is running and the leaves are coming out. Otherwise the bark won't peel. This is a 12-foot long tree. I won't get too many 12-foot pieces out of it, but I might get a few.
Because of the knots.
Because of the knots.
Yeah.
This is just another piece of bark.
These are just tug it so it'll stay in its coil. So some trees, when I handle them, the sap makes my hands feel really weird. Does this one feel weird at all?
No, it's a little slippery. It's good for taking the.
Let's see. There's a little sweet smell to it.
Yeah, your hands are going to be wet, so it's not the greatest thing for your fingers. And then you just do it over and over.
Do it again. Okay. This is the setup with just the locking clamps to hold it so that it doesn't roll whilst he's working on it. So,
yeah, rolling would be bad with a sharp instrument in your hands.
Okay, so show me again how this works, and then maybe I'll give it a go.
Every draw knife is different. This one, it takes a less of a cut with the bevel down.
Oops.
And it rolled anyway.
Well, I think the bark was also creating some space for the clamps. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say, Ira, you make it look easy.
You can try turning the draw knife over. It'll want to dig in no more.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't, for somebody just learning, I would say keep it with the bevel side down.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to say is that you are taking off a little bit more with your pulls because I'm still seeing like a green layer, whereas yours. All right. Well, if you want to get this done, I think I better give the draw knife back to you.
Okay. You did good.
Now he sticks in my part where I didn't go quite deep enough.
More.
Yeah.
We'll probably just finish this up. I'm just using a longer stroke.
Okay.
I'm used to using a draw knife.
Yeah, this is my first time using a draw knife. Right, because you're using the exact same tool in order to clean the calf hide.
Yeah, this is actually the same draw knife, and also I use it to make the chairs. So,
multi-purpose tool. And where do you get one of those nowadays?
you can buy a new one online. There's a couple of places that still sell them. These are all flea market finds back in the day when they weren't that hard to find. You need to make sure that they're not real pitted.
And then, I mean, the blades are replaceable eventually, I guess, if you needed to.
Well, you'd never find the
exact.
For this one, it has this nice little mechanism in here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, so it's locking together.
So you'd never be able to replace this.
Yeah.
The only trouble with the adjustable handle ones is that they tend to come loose when you're using them.
So just to everybody, I have not finished editing the calf hide chair seats that Ira worked on and put together, and I filmed the whole process on that, and I'm still editing it. So y'all are probably going to see this before you see that. And so I just want to give you a heads up warning when you do watch that one. If you're squeamish or vegetarian, don't like to watch that sort of thing, it'll be similar to my deer hide cleaning videos, if you saw any of those. So now poplar wood, you really couldn't make a chair out of it. I know people make spoons out of poplar wood.
Yeah, it's a hardwood, but it's a pretty soft hardwood.
That's that knotted area.
Yeah,
again.
this won't work.
So
But I'll get some shorter pieces, and
Yeah.
I can still use them.
Yep, you always need short pieces on the sides.
It just means you have to splice it together more.
Now when I do my splicing, I make like a little keyhole and an arrow. That's how I join my pieces together. Do you do something similar?
Yeah. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I thin the pieces down to a little lanyard kind of piece, and then just tie a knot. I do it either way. Yeah, it depends on how brittle the bark is.
So the sap is what makes this flexible to work, as well as for this part to come off
Yeah.
the tree itself easily.
It's the same reason that when you make the parts for the chair, you do it all wet. It's so much easier to work when it's wet. And the chair actually goes together at different drynesses, but it doesn't go together wet. But it's everything's roughed out wet.
Yeah, that's the part that I didn't get to film, so that's still on deck for everybody to get to that. Finding the tree, that's what can take some time. So that's another knot there too. But
Yeah, I'm not going to get anything past here. I might get some ties for tying everything off.
Right. Coming down for the next run here. I'm doing my best to keep this in the center of the frame. Y'all, when you're watching my videos, I apologize if sometimes they go out of the frame. When I run them through the movie feature app, it crops them sometimes differently, and so
Remember how much I got the last time I did this?
and this doesn't go bad. I mean, the only thing is that you'd really have to soak it, you know, if you had stored it in a
Yeah, this
attic
would
or
last
something.
forever,
Yeah.
really.
Gosh, you know, if you had a renewable grove of poplars, like people have wood lots, because this poplar makes great kitchen wood, this could be a side income, you know, like, because there are chair makers who look for this stuff, and it gets hard to find it. So just putting that out there to y'all. If you have a wood lot with poplar trees on it, you might consider you know, letting them grow out to, you know, that 5-6 inch diameter, and then since you're going to harvest them for wood anyway, make use of the bark. Oh no!
Oh, well.
All right, we start that part again. That's the things that can go wrong.
If you plant poplars, you need to plant them close together
So they grow straight up.
so they go straight up instead of out. This one didn't, and this one had a lot of branches, and that's why
The
it
knots.
wasn't that dense of woods.
Is it going to be big enough? I guess
I don't
so. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Cool. So now, because of the knots, Ira was just saying he may not be able to get a full run on this. They may be shorter pieces. We'll see. Come around the other side. I can see better what's going on. And I'm not barefoot because we're in a shop.
You don't want to be barefoot anyway, because if you drop the knife,
It'd be
probably a good idea to have shoes on.
a bad moment.
could actually use a knife handle. It's about 1 inch longer
Oh,
than this one. I can't quite get it a good grip.
all right, let's see what happens. Okay, that's where you had cut it because of this knot right here.
Yeah, and there's another knot on this. It's not going to be useful. It's going to be 2 pieces.
2 pieces,
Most
okay.
likely.
While he's rolling that one up, I don't know, can you all see the sheen on this? That's the sap. There's definitely a lot of sap in here. Actually, like right there where he just pulled that piece off. We can get there you go. You can see how wet that is. Just make some more little ties for the loops. That was easy.
Yeah. Comes apart real easy when it's wet like that when the sap's flowing.
On the stretch now. This is the side of the tree that had the most knots. Be able to get a couple smaller pieces out. Which, as you've seen in my videos, you do need the short pieces for filling in the angles on the sides, both top and bottom.
Well, if they're 4 foot long, they're usable.
Mm-hmm.
You can get around twice. Anything smaller than 4 foot's really not very usable.
Okay, here we go with tree tape. What he's done is just cut across about 2/3 down the log to get the usable piece out. You might be able to get 2 usable pieces. Now this material can also be used for bark baskets.
Yeah.
And they use a number of different, I mean, they do use hickory, but
I mean, the only reason we're using poplar is because we can't get hickory.
yeah.
There just aren't enough trees.
Well, there you go, folks who are putting your wood lots in. That's another thing to consider about putting in a variety of trees. hickory and ash also. That's the other one. And there's a situation going on right now. Some folks already aware of the fact that the ash trees are being attacked by a borer, which I think is not from here. It came in on something. So you can see what he did right there. So this piece right here potentially needs to do a little bit of trimming to make it straighter, and then there is a knot here, so it might or might not be enough length. We'll see. He's back, and he said he's just going to try this one anyway. So
Yep, a little bit skinny there.
Yeah.
It wasn't so great.
Oh, that's right around that knot. So.
You want to peel it?
Oh, do I get to peel it?
Yeah, do my best.
Can I reach it from there? Oh wow, it is really slimy underneath here, y'all. Right there's the knot.
That's where it just broke.
That's where I want to break.
Yep. That piece is too small, but you can peel it anyway.
Okay, see what that is.
You can peel the rest of it if you want.
Oh, cool.
I'm just going to make firewood out of the rest of it.
That's the piece in there. This one potentially could be cut for more ties. It's kind of a narrow piece. That's around that knot. I'm swinging y'all around in here. Sorry. It's a cool sound now. All right, there we have it. He's gonna cut the log up now with his chainsaw into firewood size. So I'm not gonna film anymore, but I'll talk to you in just a minute. Yeah, that's the chainsaw you're hearing. I'm out here with the dandelions. Okay, so here are the finished loops. Ira got 18 of these out, and we'll see what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'll get to film him putting the seat in or not, but I will show you the finished chair that he had done out of hickory, so y'all can see what it looks like. And look at those purty knots, yeah. Okay, so here's the hickory seat that Ira did. And I don't know, can y'all see I'm trying to get it so you can see the sheen that's on there. There you go. There's a big sheen on that. And there's no finish on it. It's just over time. And it feels and looks just like wood, because that's what it is. Ira, would you mind to flip it over? Just show the underneath side. So there's his finishing knots on there. Yeah, it's beautiful work. Thank you. All right. Very cool. And so you can see the difference on this side. There isn't a sheen because it's not being sat on regularly and smoothed out by clothing and butts.
Barely visible on that.
Get it to focus in. Focus. Okay. I just want you all to see the sheen on this seat because it's so beautiful. Wow. Hopefully this is going to be my thumbnail. Remember in that other video when Ira was talking about the rays and the pores or the bands in the tree? saying how when they're wider apart, it's a faster growing tree. And you can really see that here on the back posts, both of them. So after you do your work, the next thing, you're not done until you do your tool maintenance. So
We'll use oil stones.
mm-hmm.
Because that's basically what they had when I started.
Yep.
And they're slow. But this is just a little touch-up.
Yeah. Well, and to get it so that it's not going to rust out too.
There's actually a small back bevel on the draw knife. That's the way I learned to do it. Just slight.
Mm-hmm. Nice. It's an old friend. You want to take care of it.
Yeah, this is a good one too.
And the handles have a slot in them to act as a blade protector. So once again, for those of you all who go around to flea markets and such, be on the lookout for old tools that are worth rescuing and putting life back into. All right. Well, see yous all in the next video. Till then.